Now, this was not the case for the Muslims in Vietnam. Earlier on, we talked about, in the lecture on Islam in America, I talked about how before World War II, there were less than 100 Vietnamese in America. Today, there are over 1 million Vietnamese in the United States. Some of those Vietnamese came from Champa, Vietnam. These are the Champa Muslims. Champa is one of the kingdoms in Vietnam which was controlled by the Muslim Vietnamese. And of course, they have a history which is very similar to the history of the other Muslims in Southeast Asia. These are either the children of Arab or Persians, or they were converted by Muslim Sufis and Muslim traders. In fact, over 90% of them were the converts to Islam at the hands of Sufi masters and Arab Persian traders. In fact, if you go to Bangkok, there's a section of that place which was the settlement of the Iranians who lived there. Of course, today, the descendants, the great-great-great-great-grandchildren of those Iranians are indistinguishable from the other Thais. Some of them may not even know that they have Iranian ancestry because of their assimilation into the Thai population. The same thing happened in Vietnam. Those Champa Muslims had the same kind of relationship with the Vietnamese ruling dynasties that the Hui Chinese Muslims had with the Chinese dynasties. And of course, in their case, they were very much persecuted. And when the French came, they survived for a while. And of course, when the communists came, they suffered terribly. Some of them collaborated with the Americans. That's why they're here. If you go to Texas, you go to Northern Virginia, you go to California, you have these Vietnamese Muslims from Champa. And of course, they've lost their kingdom. In the post-Vietnam situation, of course, the Champa Muslims are reduced to very insignificant minority if they have not been killed or sent into exile.